Welcome. We're still in workshop number 2, and we're talking about the 15 toughest interview questions, and we do give you some answers. Now, when we give you answers, that doesn't mean those are the answers you're necessarily going to use. It's just to give you an idea, to give you a tip of what idea you may want to use. Now, these are, as I say, the 15 toughest interview questions. Here's what we suggest at Passport, and I suggest in particular, is that you go through each one of these. You write each one of these down on a sheet of paper or type them up, however, on your computer. And you come up with your answer or your tip of how you would respond to that specific question. And then you write those answers down. And you have these somewhere where you can keep them so that they're easy. And you pretty much not memorize them, but you have enough information. And these are basically going to be star stories for you, which we just talked about. It was on the page before. You're going to create your own star stories for most of these questions. Now, do you have to do it on 15? No, because there's going to be some of those answers that are going to be the same based on the same, but whatever question they ask. You should have at least 8 or 9, maybe 10 that you have specifically gone through, created a star story, and have it written down. The reason I mention that is that because before your interview, you're going to get there half an hour beforehand. You're going to be in your car or however you're doing it, and you may want to sit down and review these so you don't have deer in the headlight type of thing where you forget. You just go over them basically to just refreshing your mind of what you want to say. I've had some people that actually have called me on these different questions just to go over them on their way driving to the interview. Now, I give you an example, and this was probably about a year ago, and it was with one of our testimonials. And the lady was very prepared. She had done the 15. She'd written them down. She had her answers. And she pretty much was very well prepared. But at the end of the interview, the interviewer looked at her and said, you've done a very good job in this interview, but I am somewhat skeptical that someone didn't give you the answers. They were basically saying she cheated in any way. What was her response? Her response was, no, ma'am. I'm just prepared. You can ask me any one of those questions or any question you want to, and I will have a specific answer, a story to tell you about that because that's how I prepared. Well, guess what? She got the job. That was not going to be a problem. But the lady was concerned because she was so prepared. That's what you want to be. You want to be so prepared. You are going to be better than anybody else that goes into to an interview. So that's the 15 toughest questions. There may be others, and I would always suggest you Google those types of things just to get an idea, but these are the ones that we think are pretty good at getting across most of the different questions you're going to get. Remembering that an interviewer is going to come out with some things that you probably have just thought, where did that come from? Because I've had that happen myself.